Are you rolling? Alright. So this is my Ultimasaurus. This is quite the interesting build, to say the least. I went with the larger theropod approach to the design. I know that technically it's supposed to be smaller, but I prefer the larger variant. And since it was never made official, it's up to you how you want to interpret this thing, so... No. I'm just going to choose the large one, because, you know, it gives me more details. Kind of looks cooler. Makes it easier to build. A lot of good reasons to do it, really. The only problem I have is that I'm not even sure if this build will be able to stand, because this is probably the heaviest of the builds, like with the most pieces. And Dominus Rex managed to slim back with a slimmer underjaw, and its head wasn't so massive. This is T-Rex bulky head with a frill and horns and all sorts of crazy stuff. The tail is completely too wide all the way down, just so that we got the supports on the back of all these except for on the club tail, which has got the proper, you know, dagomizers. The feet have been modified to include the raptor claw, which gives it less, less surface area for that the feet touch the ground with, which again leads me to, like, is this going to actually be able to stand? So we did our best to represent the armor and create like a spiked, like a line that's very obviously what the armor is. Try to make it look more like blocky rather than natural, just so that it looks more like armor. Replace what would have been the spikes with more osteoderm, like, I guess they're technically still spikes, or just different kinds of spikes, more like armored spikes than, you know, just general, like, ooh, looks cool spikes, which is what the Indominus Rex has. I will say the color scheme looks really nice. You know, they did a good job of picking the color scheme of the Ultimasaurus, except for the weird, like, yellow on the eye, which is part of the Ultimasaurus. It's outlined in black to make it look better on the model, separated from the red from the white, or red from the yellow, but unfortunately LEGO doesn't allow for outlines, so it just looks a little awkward. And yeah, I took a look into the prices for this thing, and there's really not a lot of places willing to sell this for cheap. Like, all the pieces are pretty, like, it's more like the dark red pieces that are harder to come by, you know? They're like 60-70 bucks. I'm gonna have to wait for a YouTube paycheck definitely to build this thing, and that's even if I have to ask myself if this would be worth it, because there's probably gonna need to be a lot of changes that are gonna have to happen before this is finished for release. Until then, I guess I just have to wait and see what happens next, you know?